She was called the Proteus, a cathedral of steel built for one purpose: to pull secrets from the deep.
For Dr. Sarah Chen, the horizon was just the beginning. The real target lay far below.
Her team prepared tools of immense power, engineered for the crushing depths. There was no margin for error. Magnetometers, sonar, remote drones, all pointed to a ship lost to history.
They sought a Manila galleon, not for pirate treasure, but for history preserved in cold and dark.
With a hydraulic whine, the sphere was lifted from the deck and offered to the sea.
It slipped beneath the waves. The last sunlight shattered above them, and the deep took hold. The descent began. 1 meter per second, falling through layers of light into layers of pressure. The hull groaned softly. A familiar sound, but one that always carried a warning.
Rodriguez activated the floods. Their world shrank to 2 cones of halogen brilliance in an ocean of black.
Then, the abyssal plain appeared, a landscape of fine sediment, smooth as untouched velvet. Rodriguez fired the thrusters. They began their search, flying low over a place no sun had ever warmed. Life here was sparse, slow, and alien. A sea cucumber, plouching its mindless path. Then, a shape. Too straight, too angular to be born of the sea. A cannon, Spanish by its silhouette. A sentinel standing guard for 2 centuries. And another, and another. A ghostly broadside, marking the grave of a ship. Among them, countless tiny glints. Metal, refusing to be completely erased by time.
Chen's breath caught. Each glimmer was a story, a coin, a life, a piece of history frozen in the deep.
Okonkwo guided the manipulator arm with surgeon's hands. The claw descended through the resistant water.
Contact. The sensors registered the weight of centuries. A gentle grip was all it took. It emerged, a clump of coins fused by time and chemistry into a single stone. The first sample was secured, a piece of the past now bound for the future. Their work became a ritual. Locate, approach, recover. Patience was their only tool. Hours bled together in the constant chill. Life support hissed. The ocean's weight was a silent companion.
Then, the sonar revealed a larger prize. A strong, rectangular echo, a chest.
Okay, centering on the target. Steady now.
There it lay. A buried chest. A time capsule wrapped in the sea's own sediment. They marked it with an acoustic beacon, electronic heartbeat to guide the recovery above. Next, the lifting bridle, a web of space-age fiber strong enough to hold the weight of history.
A recovery float shot towards the surface, 3 kilometers above, trailing a thread of hope.
With a hiss of compressed air, they began to rise. The abyss reclaimed its silent vigil. They broke into afternoon light. The Proteus waited, a fortress of steel on an empty sea.
Bring it left, easy now.
Steady, steady. Lower, engage the clamps.
The hatch opened. Stiff-limbed and cold, they returned to the world of air and wind.
The winch drum turned, hauling his 3 kilometers of cable, meter by patient meter. Contact. The chest was free of the bottom. Now came the most delicate part of the journey.
Darkness fell. Under harsh deck lights, the crew waited for a ghost to surface.
And there it was, a block of time, encrusted with the life of the deep, heavy with secrets.
It settled onto the deck with a sound felt in the bones. 2 centuries of stillness ended.
The conservators took over. Theirs was the work of revelation, not recovery. Patience was paramount.
They began with fresh water and soft brushes, starting the years-long process of desalination. With infinite care, a small cluster was separated from its stone womb. Under the light, history awoke. Crowns, crosses, pillars, symbols stamped when the world was wider.
More followed. Silver reals by the 100, gold escudos from 1 to 8. A fortune packed with care for a journey never completed. They worked through the night, revealing only what was safe. Each coin, a data point in a story of global trade. As dawn approached, the team gathered. No trophy hunters, but witnesses to a reckoning with time. A middle-aged East Asian man, Chen, saw not just gold and silver, but hands.
Her hand hovered, tracing the air above them. A connection across centuries, fragile as a breath.
The sun rose over the Pacific. The treasure, reclaimed from eternal night, reflected the light of a new day.
The work of securing their find began again. But the silence they shared would travel with them, a treasure of its own.
The treasure was secured for its journey home. No longer a secret of the deep, but a cargo of history.
With her mission complete, the Proteus turned her bow. The ocean had yielded one secret, but held 1,000,000 more.
In the ship's lab, the real work began. Each coin was a document, its wear and stamps telling a story of exchange.
The crew shared a quiet celebration. The bond forged in the abyss was as real as the gold they'd recovered.
Okonkwo watched their wake. He thought of the precision required, the margin for error that was 0. They had met the standard. For Chen, the horizon now felt different. It was a beginning, not a barrier. They had bridged time itself. Days passed. The Proteus was a speck on the ocean, carrying her precious, impossible cargo.
Look, over there, it's really there. We finally made it. Incredible, isn't it?
They reached port. The transition from the solitary sea to the bustling world of men was always a shock.
The chest and its contents were transferred under tight security. Their journey into the light was only half over. Ultrasonic baths, electrolytic reduction, microscopic analysis
tools to reverse time's damage without erasing its marks.
Months later, the coins emerged reborn. The gold gleamed as it had the day it was struck.
Yeah.
The history, however, was now legible.
Each mint mark, each assayer's initial, was a clue. A map of trade routes, economic pressures, and imperial ambition.
The chest itself was a treasure. Its construction, its ironwork, told of the shipwright's art in a long-ago Spanish shipyard.
An exhibit was born. Not just a display of wealth, but a story of global connection, disaster, and rediscovery.
Chen saw wonder in the eyes of strangers. The coins were no longer cargo. They were sparks for imagination.
Rodriguez and Okonkwo saw the tool of their triumph, a machine that had been their home in an impossible place.
The memory of that first glimpse in the dark.
She returned to the Proteus. The ship felt different, empty of purpose, yet full of the echo of what they had done.
This cramped sphere had been a universe, a bubble of life surrounded by pressure enough to crush mountains.
The ocean remained. Vast, secretive.
It was a chain, from minor to mint, from galleon to abyss, from sonar ping to museum light.
And under that infinite sky, the sea kept its silent watch, dreaming of the next secret.
The data was published. Each coin became a footnote, a data point in the grand narrative of the Manila-Acapulco trade.
The Proteus underwent her own renewal. The salt and rust of the deep ocean were scrubbed away, preparing her for the next unknown coordinate. For Rodriguez, preparation was a form of meditation. Every instrument clean, every system checked, meant safety in the void below.
Okonkwo knew every bolt, every circuit. Failure was not an option 3 kilometers down. Redundancy was their religion.
Her mind kept returning to the moment of loss. The storm, the panic. The ocean from above was a mask. Its surface fury or calm gave no hint.
The next generation learned a new kind of pirate story, one of science, patience, and respect for the past.
The Proteus was called to a new site. Another set of coordinates. Another whisper from the deep.
The sphere welcomed a new crew. The ritual was repeated, the same words, the same checks. The deep demanded consistency.
Another descent began. The same fall through light into dark, towards a different secret.
Chen's work continued, but her focus shifted. The ocean offered more than lost ships. It held clues to the planet's very beginnings.
Life, she learned, was the ocean's greatest treasure. It clung.
We go for gold, but we find life. And that is the true weight of centuries.
The coin and the water sample sat side by side. Two forms of value, one measured in pesos, the other in profound, enduring mystery.
In her dreams.
Updates still came from the Proteus. Each one was a postcard from a frontier, a reminder of the vast, unknown world.
Her frontier was smaller, but no less full of wonder. Life, she realized, was the thread connecting all her work. On the new dive, the manipulator's task was preservation, not extraction. They left something behind for the future.
2 windows into the deep, one showing what was lost and found, the other showing what has always been there, living in perpetual night. The ocean is a memory palace. It holds the memory of storms and shipwrecks, of continents shifting.
She no longer stood at the edge. She was part.
And with each tide, the sea whispered its old stories and dreamed of the new ones yet to be written.
Transcription is a voiceover narration that provides context for the scene. The voiceover is spoken.
Her questions were now about the present and future. Ocean acidification, microplastic.
We are riding out a severe storm. Recovery operations are suspended.
Updates from the Proteus were less frequent now. They spoke of weather delays.
The 2 treasures faced each other on her wall. One, inert, beautiful from the past.
She remembered the reef as it was, a cacophony of color and life, a treasure that breathed.
Returning was a funeral. The silence was the worst part. The life had gone, leaving only a skeletal memory.
Her work became advocacy. The abstract data needed a human face, a story of lost livelihoods to give it weight.
We are brilliant at finding what is lost, but we must become better at protecting what remains.
The victories were small, the setbacks vast. Sometimes, the weight of the present felt heavier than the weight of centuries.
Sarah.
On the last dive, we found something not man-made.
You need to see the footage.
The footage took her breath away. A completely new ecosystem, total darkness.
If it's there, then there's hope. Life finds a way in the most hostile places. We just have to give it a chance.
Their new target was not a wreck, but a hope. A predicted hotspot of resilience based on the Proteus's discovery.
Look at the thermal readings right there.
Copy that, adjusting course slightly.
We're holding steady at 300 meters.
And there it was, an oasis, not untouched. Plastic fibers drifted like ghosts among the branches.
In that moment, Chen saw not just life, but defiance. A stubborn, beautiful refusal to vanish.
This was a treasure no museum could hold.
The vial no longer felt like a sample. It felt like a talisman, a reminder that mystery and resilience.
And on the infinite sea, under the infinite stars, the work continued.
She taught them to read the ocean's history in old ink and faded parchment. The past was a baseline, a measure of what had been lost.
The shock on their faces was the same as hers had been on the reef. The scale of change.
Academia was not enough. She led them to the mud, to the sweat and the salt, to the front line of repair.
These were the small victories. The rebuilding of a coastline. One root, one crab, one child's connection at a time.
Their work sent ripples. The deep-sea discovery made headlines. The advocacy shaped policy. The restoration inspired communities.
The years accrued. The frantic pace of discovery gave way to the deeper, slower satisfaction of mentorship.
The connection wasn't to the image anymore. It was to the lineage.
In the space between waking and dreaming, the categories dissolved. It was all one thing.
The coin,
held for so long, finally seemed to be doing what it was meant to do: catch the light and throw it elsewhere.